Kolkata, the city of old churches and forgotten secrets. Among them stood the St. Mary's Sacred Heart Church, a century-old structure that was not just a place of worship, but also a convent hostel for young women training to become nuns. These girls had renounced worldly pleasures to dedicate their lives to Jesus and humanity. For years they lived under strict discipline, learning prayer, silence, and sacrifice, until they were sent to different churches under the Sacred Heart Society. It was the last Saturday of March. The evening prayers were underway. Inside the candlelit church, Mother Agnes, the head of the convent, stood before the group of young trainees. "Sisters, meet God's special child, Maria," she said. "Like all of you, she has been chosen to serve the Lord. From today, she will live among us." Maria was only 22, fragile and pale, her expression unreadable. She didn't smile, didn't meet anyone's eyes. After Mother Agnes's words, she quietly walked away to her assigned room. That night, two girls whispered among themselves. "Don't you think she's strange?" Monica said. "Her eyes? They feel haunted." "Shh, Mother Agnes might hear you. We'll find out soon enough." But Ruma, Maria's new roommate, couldn't sleep. Maria's hollow eyes kept flashing in her mind. Next morning, during prayers, Ruma noticed something odd. Maria stood at the back, murmuring to herself, her lips moving fast, her voice deep, almost masculine. Curious, Ruma stepped closer. What she heard made her skin crawl. It wasn't a prayer. It was guttural whispering in two voices at once, one human and one inhuman. That night, Ruma decided to check on her. When everyone had fallen asleep, she tiptoed to Maria's room window and peeked inside. Her blood froze. Maria sat on a chair, but her body was twisted grotesquely, like a puppet bent the wrong way. Her arms and legs were tangled, her neck slanted unnaturally. Then Maria's head snapped toward Ruma. Her face was monstrous, dark hollow eyes, tangled hair, and teeth blackened like burning coal. Ruma screamed. Mother Agnes and the others rushed in. Ruma lay on the floor gasping, pointing toward Maria's room. When Mother Agnes looked inside, she whispered, "Oh, Jesus, what is this?" Holding a cross, she stepped closer. But before she could reach Maria, the cross fell from her hand. Maria's pupils turned completely black. Her fingers cracked backward. With an animalistic growl, she leapt forward and bit into Mother Agnes's hand. The church erupted in chaos. Maria stood still, chewing flesh, muttering in that demonic double voice again. The priests arrived and managed to lock her inside her room, terrified. Father Steve, the parish priest, knew this wasn't ordinary madness. He gathered the nuns the next morning and said, "We will pray together." Evil fierce prayer. He sprinkled holy water and began chanting. From inside the room, Maria screamed, covering her ears as if the prayer was burning her. Suddenly she collapsed, convulsing violently. When the prayer ended, she lay still. Wherever the holy water had touched her skin, blisters had formed, as though she'd been burned by acid. When she awoke, Maria seemed weak but calm. For 2 days she didn't speak. Then in a fragile voice she asked for water. Mother Agnes gently stroked her hair. "Rest, child. The holy water will heal you." But peace didn't last. By the third night, Maria began eating uncontrollably, devouring food like an animal, her mouth smeared with it. Then she started muttering in unknown languages, some ancient, some unrecognizable. When did she learn all these tongues? One nun whispered. "She lived in an orphanage," another replied, trembling. "They don't teach this there." Maria's condition worsened. Father Steve sent for Father Edmund, a senior exorcist, who arrived on Friday night. At midnight, Maria was tied to a chair. Crosses surrounded her, candles flickering in the cold wind. Father Edmund began chanting, splashing holy water as prayers filled the air. Maria laughed, a chilling, layered laugh. Her voice shifted from a child's cry to a man's snarl. The candles flickered, then went out all at once. The floor cracked open beneath her. Maria screamed, a sound so sharp it tore through the walls. Then Mother Agnes fell to her knees, her eyes turning jet black. "I'll tell you everything," she cried. It started a year ago. Maria had never wanted to become a nun. She was in love with Father Neil, a young priest at City Church. They had broken their vows for each other. When Maria became pregnant, Neil panicked. He begged Mother Agnes for help. Together they gave Maria medication to induce labor early. That stormy night, only 3 people were there, Neil, Maria, and Nurse Julie. The baby was born alive, but they lied to Maria. "Your child didn't make it," the nurse said. In truth, they buried the infant behind the church with Mother Agnes's help. Since that night, Maria was never the same. She wept at the cemetery every night, calling her baby's name, until one day she stopped. Then she asked to become a nun, but the child's spirit never left. It returned with vengeance, bringing dark forces that possessed Maria's body. Back in the room, the exorcism intensified. Maria twisted violently, screaming, "Call Neil!" Father Neil arrived, trembling. Maria's face contorted, and she laughed hysterically. One sin, one punishment. The room shook. Candles reignited, setting Neil's robe and Mother Agnes's veil on fire. Both burned as they were lifted into the air, screaming. Maria's neck fell limp. Father Edmund dropped the cross, his hands trembling. When the fire died, Neil and Agnes were dead. Maria barely breathed, but she survived. After weeks in the hospital, she recovered physically, but the Sacred Heart Church and City Holy Church were sealed forever. Father Edmund never performed another exorcism again. And Maria, she still wakes up screaming every night.